Good afternoon. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, with today's closing grain and livestock comments for Tuesday, the 19th of August. Here we go. A drifting lower day, no news day. The crop tour is going on. That means people are going to have things to huff and puff about through the end of the week and then afterwards. Um, you know, every bit of information helps us, but it's really hard to overcome a 188 average USDA guess and over 16 billion bushel crop. There's no two ways to get about that. You can you know dress it up any way you want to. That's the problem is we have an oversupply in these corn, and spot corn is at 379 today, down 3.5 cents. The risk is, I think, that old low at 360. We've been talking about that really for a while now. Back when we were considering, what would the worst case be? 360.5 was the August low last year. It's a 5-year low. So to me, there's 20 cents worth of risk in corn at this point. So now's not the time to have 50-cent corn puts on or 20-cent corn puts on. Now's the time to have 6, 7, 8 cent corn puts tops, because at this point, that's what you're predicting. That's what you're protecting. Why would you spend 25 cents to protect 20 cents worth of risk? But you still are going to need to have some sort of a floor here, especially if you're going to store it. And I think a lot of people are going to store and ignore it, keep a put under it, and we're going to be in a knife fight down here, especially if we drop another 20 cents. For new crop beans, we finished down 7.5. We had a 55-cent rally after that USDA report that was really friendly. It gave us a chance to catch up on sales, which we did. We could not settle above 10.50. It's only Tuesday. We'll see if by Friday we can close above 10.50. I think if we close above 10.50, that opens the door to one more shot to where we failed 3 times in the past 18 months, which is that 10.75 level. If we get there again, I'm sure I'm going to have people telling me, no, 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 I don't want puts, I want calls. Nonsense. If we get up there, we're going to rip off some sales, some more sales in our soybeans. And if we don't do that, we're absolutely positively going to roll our puts up. The other thing I want to talk about is September options are expiring Friday. I know there are September grain options. There are also new crop September options. Those are all going on Friday. In my opinion, if they're at the money, near the money, if you can get a penny or two for them, go ahead and move them now. Don't roll the dice and see what happens on Friday, because lots of times on Friday, if they're not deep in the money, they're completely worthless. If you need your hedge, make sure that you replace your hedge. I've seen too many times where the hedge expires on Friday. People are like, well, let's wait and see what happens. And the next week we get hammered because it's almost like Mr. Market knows everybody doesn't replace their hedges. So that's my word to the wise. D-Sweet, both Chicago, KC, lower on the day. The concern is for both of those contracts, if we go through $5, new contract lows. I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but wheat is going to be probably following corn. Wheat does not have an independent story. The USDA report numbers weren't that bearish for wheat, but it's hard to overcome the bearishness in corn for wheat. So be that as it may, I would continue to keep a floor under my wheat until you make a decision to sell it. If you're going to store it, don't store it and ignore it. Keep a cheap put under it. Minneapolis wheat did manage to eke out a higher session on the day, just barely higher, up a penny and 3/4. And again, but we hit a new contract low. So, take that with a grain of salt. December Minneapolis wheat settled at 587.5, but we did hit a new contract low at 585. If 585 fails, it opens up the door to 555. And again, that would be commensurate with the 20 cents worth of risk if there is in corn. Now, me saying that there's 20 cents worth of risk, it's not me promising that we're going to go there. It's not me telling you go out and sell, 600 contracts because you're going to make 20 cents. I'm pointing out the risk. I'm not making promises. I can't be clear enough about that. All right, let's move on to the star of the market, which is, the protein complex continues to go higher. October fats hit 232.60 today, up higher on the day. That is a new high for the move as well. If we can take out 232.75, that's going to open up the door to more people coming in. Now, we failed there at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So today we got up there. It's kind of a wall. 232.75. If that fails, if that pops tomorrow, it certainly opens up the door to another $5, $6, $7. Sep feeders did not get the 355 print, just missed it by a little bit. The high was 354 double. We settled at 352 42 half, up a buck 50. Again, that is a market that just continues to grind higher no matter what happens in the cash market. There's not going to be a lot going on until we get the cattle on feed, which comes out on Friday. So cash trade, excuse me, has been light. And again, it's just been the most impressive thing ever. I mean, yes, back on June 23rd, we were at $3. A lot of people thought that was going to be it. I can remember go back and look at November when people were tickled pink when we hit 250. So to see the type of rally that we've had in feeder cattle, and again, I'm not sitting here telling you that it can't continue to go higher. When it does correct, I want all my clients to have the best floor they can. So every time we rally $10, we will move our floor up. If we can buy that $10 for $2 or less, $2.50 or less, then we'll look at doing it. If not, then we'll sit tight. And finally, the lean hogs. I've talked about this before. The April hogs seem to be running out of gas out here up at 90. Now, flip side, if we settle above 90, if cattle keep going, my guess is that 90 opens up the door to going back to the buck. So the chart of the live cattle and the chart of lean hogs look very, very similar as we bounce up against these old contract highs. You have to remember, though, in lean hogs, back in April when we had the tariff tantrum, we dropped to 75 cents a hundredweight. So to be sitting at 90, is it worth protecting 15 cents? In my opinion, is. Sooner or later, we're going to have a nasty correction, and it will be nice to have done two things. It'll be nice to have a floor, and it'll also be nice to have captured all that revenue, especially if you own the animals. So that's it for today. If you're looking for help, give me a call, 312-638-8868. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning with a pre-opening comment. Take care.